Welcome to the Poor Man's Retro Game Room, and yeah, it's been a while since I've done a video. It's been a while since I've done a pickup video, but I've added some PlayStation 1 games to my library, and I thought I'd make a quick video and just kind of share them with you and let you know what I found. And you know, one of the coolest things about collecting for the PlayStation 1 is you can get a lot of great games. First of all, it's a huge library. I think it's over 1,300 games, something like that. But you can still get these games. They're very available, most of them, and most of them are cheap. Yeah, you kind of got to watch for the shape of, the condition of the disc. But I love collecting for the PlayStation 1. So today I thought I would share a little bit of that with you. Some of the things that I've really been trying to kind of focus in on are long boxes and maybe some launch games or games that I owned back in the day when I had my original PlayStation 1. And I was able to do that lately here. So, alright, so let's get started, and I'm going to kind of show you the long boxes that I've added to my collection so far. A couple of sports games, but then a couple of launch games as well. Triple Play 97. Now, me and my nephews, we used to play this game non-stop, man. This was really cool. It's the first baseball game that I played on the PS1. I think it might be the first baseball game, triple play baseball game to come out for the PS1. But one of the things I remember is when you were getting ready to start the game before the opening pitch, it would do kind of like a little flyby, and you'd kind of hear the national anthem, and then it would zoom in on the game, and it was, I don't know, that's just really nostalgic to me, because it kind of, the first time I played it, it really like sucked you into the game, and you just felt like you were at a baseball game, playing in a baseball game. It was very, very cool. So Triple Play 97, complete in box, and just, really in good shape, and I mean cheap. I'm thinking $10 for that one. And then another early sports game that I had was the long box version of PGA Golf, PGA Tour 96. It's a good golf game. It's certainly not the best golf game you can get on the PS1, but it's a good golf game, and I have some nostalgia for it. I did have this game shortly after launch for the PS1, and really enjoyed playing it. Put some hours into it. It's pretty relaxing, and it's got that staple EA Golf gameplay, which was good back in the day. I haven't played any of their modern games, so can't tell you the state of the EA modern golf games. The state of modern EA, certainly isn't great. So we'll let that go though. And then the first two games that I have for my PS1. And these, I bought the PS1 on kind of like a package deal, and it came with two games, and I chose Ridge Racer, and this is the long box version, of course, in really, really good shape. It does have, a crack right across the center of the cover there. Complete in box though, and it is kind of hard to find these plastic long boxes without a crack in it. That doesn't bother me. I'm just really super pumped to have this. Played a lot of it, and I've played Ridge Racer. Man, that's probably it, and R4, Ridge Racer Type 4, are my favorite racing games on the PS1. And I don't know, there's just something really cool about that original Ridge Racer and having that arcade experience. And I got my PlayStation, that's the first game I played on it. The other first game that I did have was Battle Arena Toshinden, and the long box version. This one's complete in box, of course, just in really good condition. And man, I got this for a great price. I want to say, I think it was $19 on a best offer on eBay, and really good feedback for that particular seller, and so I couldn't pass that up. Yeah, discs in all of these long boxes are just in really good shape too. So alright, so now we'll get to, I bought a lot, a PS1 lot, and some of the things I got in that lot, well, all of them, was this one's a duplicate. Final Fantasy Tactics, the kind of greatest hits version. I have another one, the exact same version. Man, this is just a fantastic strategy RPG. Really great game. Very deep. Great story. It's just a lot of fun. One of my favorite Final Fantasy games. One of them. Yeah, just an awesome game. And then I do have the long box version of Destruction Derby, but this one is a better game. Destruction Derby Raw, and got this in the lot. This is actually a duplicate as well, so I'll probably be trading this in my in the Discord group that I belong to. So I don't know. We'll see about that. I'll find a good home for it, but it's a really fun game. There's it's crazy. It's exactly what you would think it is. Destruction Derby Raw. It's a good racing game. And then one of the games that I had really loved on the PC back in the day was NASCAR from EA. So this one came in the lot as well. I'm glad to get this one, actually. It is fun. It's a really good NASCAR game. EA, did a really great job back in the day. Then one more sports game here. NBA Live 2000. It's not a bad game. It's a good game. The NBA Live series was good on the PS1. And so, there's some sports games. One of the really cool games that I did get is SmackDown 2. I love wrestling video games. This game is cool, man. This one's actually a really good game. There was some stinkers on the PS1, man, wrestling games. Really, there was some really bad wrestling games on the PS1. SmackDown 2 is not a bad game, though. It's a good game, and I've been enjoying it. Then, for the first time, I was able to actually play this game. I never played it in the arcade. I don't know if it was in the arcade. I kind of think it was. I know there's a Dreamcast version of this game that I'd really like to have, but Die Hard Trilogy. And this game, man, on the PS1, it's great. It's really just arcade action. There's 3 complete games, of course, on this disc in this game. One's kind of like a light gun game, but I don't see that it has light gun support, so you have to use your controller. And it doesn't do too bad. I mean, you can get used to it. The other one's a racing game, and then one where you're in the building saving hostages and killing bad guys. But I mean, super chaotic, fun action. Love the soundtrack, the sounds in this game, just the real arcade feel of it, and just this is one of those games you can just throw in and just start playing, man. Play for 20 minutes, put it away, whatever. You're going for high scores on Die Hard Trilogy. And then a game that I have not played yet and haven't even put it in the PS1 yet, Spec Ops Stealth Patrol. Tell me in the comments if you've played this game, if it's decent. I haven't even had the desire to put it in yet and check it out, but it was in that lot. So hey, maybe I'll find a hidden gem. Who knows? Then a good game that I had it back when it originally came out. Been wanting to recollect it for the PS1, and that is Driver. This is a lot of fun. This game is cool, man. Before GTA 3, this was a really good game. Now the part that kind of bothers people is getting through the very first part of the game. So you're kind of thrown into a tutorial, and you have to perform every maneuver on the checklist in a certain amount of time before you can actually advance the game. And that can be a sticking point for some people. But if you stick to it and you learn all the maneuvers, it's not that bad. You can get through it. Alright, and then this is probably the worst home port of this particular game to a console, but it's still fun, and I'm glad I got it in the lot. It's just the disc and then the back of the disc, but it's Gauntlet Legends. Man, I just pulled off a trade with somebody in the group that I belong to, and I'm getting this for the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast version is much better. Even the N64 version is better than the PS1 version. But, you know, I'm glad I got it. And I have played it, put a few hours into it, and had a good time. Then, second to last game here, bowling. Yeah, it's a bowling game. I don't know, haven't played that one yet. I don't mind, you know, video game bowling games. I kind of tend to, you know, lean towards the more arcade type of bowling games, but, you know, it's cool. And then the Arcade Anniversary Edition, and these are the arcade Atari games, and I should have said the Atari Anniversary Edition. But it's got some, you know, 1, 2, 3, I think 4, yeah, there's more than that. 4, 6, 8, 10, I think 10 Atari arcade games on it. And that's cool. I haven't popped this one in yet, but I'm fixing to. It's I'm glad I got it. And this is a super cheap game that you can get. And if you're just wanting to play some Atari, you know, arcade games, this is not a bad way to do it if you got a PS1. And then kind of the big thing in the lot that I got, I have, or I had, I still do, but it's an SPCH 7001 model of the PlayStation. It's got some of the advertising that was included in this particular model. This is the very first PS1 model that came out with the DualShock controller included, and it still has like the ports on the back. It doesn't have the AV, you know, cables that the 1001 has, but it has all the other ports, and you can still, you know, link these PlayStations together. This is kind of an iconic one because it did come out, and I think it came out for a little cheaper price, and it had the DualShock controller. And that DualShock controller back in the day was pretty groundbreaking, man. And it's an awesome controller. I mean, PS4 still has that design of, you know, the DualShock controller. So, box is in really good condition. And the one thing that I would caution you on, because this, you know, came in a lot, and was a super good price, and actually the seller listed it as complete in box, open box, and had some pictures, but he made an offer to me for $100, and it was, I think, $20 shipping, and I just couldn't pass that up. Unfortunately, when I got it and I unboxed it, the console itself is a SPCH 5501. Doesn't match what the box is, and this guy owns a retro gaming store, you know, and I messaged him back. He's gonna send me out the right one. He's gonna send me out a few things and make it right, but man, you know, I kind of kicked myself. I should have asked. Of course, you know, when you see open box, complete in box, don't assume that the seller actually knows what they're doing, because they don't. I mean, some of them don't. Some of them do. He didn't, obviously, and he owns a retro gaming store. You know, it's I don't know, it kind of boggled my mind. But you know, the console, and I will say that I already had a 5501. I have every model of the PS1 that's been released in the US, and this console, the laser's going out on it that came in this box, wrong model number, wasn't really clean, just kind of a bad experience when it came to the console. And then he forgot the AV cables, you know, so he's sending those, he's sending the right console. But you know, I don't know, man, you just gotta really try to do your homework. I probably could have pushed it and, you know, sent everything back to him, but man, I don't want to pack everything up and send it. So he ended up making it right in the end and gave me a tracking number. I know that stuff's on the way. Hopefully the console will actually work. He claims he's tested this one, you know, and one of the things about the PS1 or any disc-based console, when, you know, a seller on eBay says that they're tested, that doesn't, you know, to me, tested means actually, you know, it works. And a lot of these guys will just put the disc in, turn the console on. If it powers up, well, it's tested, it works. Or if it boots the game, one game maybe, yeah, it works. Well, that's not testing in my opinion. They should, you know, you got to test them for a while. You got to play multiple games, make sure that they're, you know, that the laser's in good condition. So anyway, that's kind of my eBay fiasco. I've had really good luck on eBay with PS1s. So anyway, they're gonna make it right in the end. But just my little story on my PS1 DualShock complete in box, you know, purchase. So. Alright, well, I hope I didn't bore you too much. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Do you collect for the PS1? Do you have a PS1? Do you still play it? Do you play PS1 games on your PS2 or PS3? Both those consoles are backward compatible with the PS1. All of them are. So, you know, let me know in the comments. And let me know if you have any of these games that I just picked up. And thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day.